Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Soviet Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the Senjutsu TO-55. Now this is obviously one of the Iron Maiden collaboration tanks that came out, and it's basically the old school T-54 at Tier 8. And the reason I say that is because the gun that's on this tank is the gun that the old T-54 used to have. 201 pen on the standard AP, 330 heat pen. The accuracy is pretty decent on it. Well, it's 0.37, which is actually on the derpier end of decent, but it doesn't feel too bad. And you've got 5 degrees gun depression as well, which is very Soviet. It's, a bit annoying, but you've got 2.1 second aim time, which can be quite nice for the gun because it means you do get it aimed in pretty damn quickly. And it just feels like that old school T-54. It just feels exactly like that tank used to play like. But you're a tier lower, you make good credits, and you've got a flamethrower to throw into the mix too, which can be very, very nice for the tank. And having 320 alpha at this tier as well is definitely a nice feature as well, because this type of tank generally tends to have like that 250 alpha, and 320 is quite nice. But I really, really do enjoy this tank. It's very fun to play. It's, like I said, it's got that old school Soviet tank feel about it, and you can have a good laugh with the main cannon, and it's got a usable flamethrower too. If someone was to come in on you and go full ham, you can just launch flames at them, and it's a funny time, because they just, well, the thing is, you've got the flamethrower that is actually useful, because you don't have to sacrifice loading your main cannon to use it. You can just press A or hold A, and you get your flames, and you can just, and it just keeps damage ticking over. It's like the machine guns in World War II, in Cold War on the AMX-30s. It just keeps damage ticking, right? There's downtime where you normally, if you're in a normal tank, say if I was in T-54 Mod 1, for example, another Soviet tank, I would shoot my weapon, and I'd just be sat there going, now I'm reloading. Whereas with the TO-55, if someone's coming close enough at you, you can go, okay, switch to the flamethrower, keep the damage going, keep them panicking, and then you can take all of their hit points very, very quickly. And you might see an example or two of that in this video as well. And we've had two pretty damn nice games in this thing as well. Like, this game that you're seeing here actually won me a keycard off the Wargaming stream on the Friday because, well, the Friday after the release, because it was, like, I think the highest base XP damage game that's actually had in the tanks so far up to that point. So I got a keycard for that, and then the other game is another one that's, whew, pretty damn nice result. And that's what this tank is. This is one of the reasons I like the tank, because I just feel so comfortable playing it. And I think it's because obviously you have so much experience playing tanks like the T-54. I play the T-54 so much, and other tanks like it, that it just feels like you're playing something that's really familiar, really. And in terms of the hull armour, like, obviously, it's not the T-54's hull armour at Tier 8. It's actually very much akin to the Type 59. It's actually got the same effective thickness on the, or should I say, it's got the same raw thickness as the Type 59, but you do have a 15mm spaced armour plate on the top of the upper plate, which is why if you are shooting at this thing, generally try and stick to shooting the lower plate, because that's where you're going to pen, whereas the upper plate you might get shots absorbed by the spaced armour on top, which can be a bit awkward. So in terms of a crew on the TO-55, or the Senjutsu, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Camouflage Expertise. I run Camouflage Expertise to make sure that the camo is as good as it can, well, is somewhat nice, because it does have pretty damn good camo. And I kind of want to make that better. But the accuracy on the gun at 0.37 means I do want to make sure that this gun is helpful, because it can be a little bit awkward with the accuracy at times when you're firing at distance. You only have 1,000 meters a second shell velocity, which means that you really have to lead your targets at distance. And to add to that, the 0.37 accuracy can lead to shots going awry as well at times, which can be a little bit annoying. So I run all the gun perks. That's why I run those, and then I run Trap Mechanic as well, because I do run because I do play it a bit more brawly, like I would in a T-54. Like, you can go side-scraping. This tank can side-scrape very, very well, and if someone blows my track off, I want to get the tracks back on quickly so that I can go deal with the threat. Or just not get shot again, because sometimes when people track you, obviously your momentum can turn you a little bit more to make it so that the next shot that they're going to take could actually pen you, which will be awkward. And in terms of equipment, I run the advanced loader, the vertical stabilizers, and optics. Advanced loaders naturally to make the DPM 10% better, as always. The vertical stabilizers, like I said about the gun, just to make the gun even nicer. And optics to be able to actually spot for myself, because you do have a pretty typical view range for a tier 8 medium of 380. So with the optics and situational awareness, born leader, food, etc., you can get up to a really, really nice view range and get you some good assistance. And as you've seen so far in this game on highway, we're up to 2.7k damage with 3.7k assistance, which is why I say the view range is really, really important at times. And we're up to, what, yeah, 6.7k combined with 3 kills. And we're trying to thwart the attempt to get towards our cap from the enemy team. Basically, what happened in this game is we sat on the ridge at D8, which is pretty much where you want to be. Tried to get as many in a medium tank like this anyway, in some of the TDs. You can get shots at people crossing into the town, and then when the town started to get a little bit overwhelmed, we basically charged in to go make sure that we could win the town, because this flank, you want to make sure you win the town and then come back to defend your base, because there's no real point going across the A-B line, because you will just die, because they get up to A1 really, really quickly, and that just completely cuts you off. Plus, they can get under the bridge at E5 really, really easily and really quickly too, and that completely cuts off your cross along the A-B line and spots you up, and you just die very, very fast. Only if they basically send no one along the one line will you make it up onto A1, which means that you just basically waste your tank doing that. So you're best to just sit. It's the sad thing of highway, to be honest, after they changed the spawns a long time ago. It's the sad fact of highway that if you spawn in the spawn we're at, you're best just to go sit at D8 if you want to defend the flank for your base, and then have someone or have a tank or two sit at A9 as well, and that just basically completely hard counters their push up here, essentially. So at the minute, we are trying our best to get some shots into the mutts. As you can see, our team did actually push down the JK a little bit. They got down from the town, and so I wanted to get further forward over here and start pummeling shots into the Panzer 58 mutts and try and basically pressure them over here, because it was getting very, very awkward on that ridgeline to get shots at them. They weren't giving me any shots, and it just wasn't working. So I wanted to be proactive, essentially. We managed to get a shot. Well, I don't even think we actually got a shot into the mutts. We just ended up spotting up a little bit, and we just ended up in a very, very awkward situation. And because we were constantly detected, it meant that I thought that something was possibly at B3, A3, something like that, a TD, and I didn't want to take a hit. So that position we were in was way, way, way too open and just wasn't good enough. So we've had to basically go and reposition, and as you can see, it's worked. The Mutz saw us running away, so he's been a bit more aggressive, pushed up and given us a free shot into his side. Don't be afraid. If the position that you've pushed up to doesn't work, don't be afraid to think, well, I've made the decision now, I've got to stick with it. That position I pushed into was a stupid position, and it wasn't working, and well, I wasn't going to get anything done. I was probably going to take more damage, if not, you know, get wrecked in that position if I stayed there. And I wasn't really doing anything either. So don't be afraid to go, okay, this position isn't good enough. I've just got to take 2 steps back. I've got to go back to where I was, and that might do it. So we end up spotting up the Mutz again. We get another shot straight through the Mutz's front of his turret. And now he's down to a 1-shot. The bat tap gets spotted, trying to flank round. We are basically trying to keep our eyes on what is going off everywhere so that we can help out where we can. So we get a shot through the bat tap there, puts him down to a 1-shot. We need to strike tanks out this game right now. So I'm going to start moving forward just to get myself into a place to get a shot into the bat tap and hopefully shut him down. Or just get into a position to spot the thing that just shot me at J7 as well, or shot at me. I try and get a blind fire in it, and I just did not expect the bat tap to do that, if I'm honest. And that ended up costing the SU-130PM's hit points. I did not expect that bat tap to just go, yeah, I'm just going to charge in now, and that's it. And like I say, because I took that shot at that blind fire towards where that, well, now is a T30, we know it's a T30, is basically cost the SU-130PM his health. But now the T30 is fired, we've only got heat left, which means we can get shots into this guy. The Primo Victoria is a 1-shot for us, but this T30 is a danger because the T30 has a big gun. So I want to just make sure I can get as many shots into this guy as possible. If I can keep pummeling shots into him and knock him down to a 1-shot for my Iron Rain, glorious. But the Iron Rain actually put a shot into him, which means he's a 1-shot for me. So we take the chance of being penned by the Primo Victoria, pop over, shut down the T30. Now there's only 2 tanks left. There's a TD somewhere that we have absolutely no idea where it is, because I don't even think it's been spotted yet this game. And the Primo Victoria, which we know exactly where the Primo is. He's there behind that building, and he's a 1-shot. He's a one-shot, so I know that if I hit him with a shot and pen him, he's going to die. So that's what we want to do. The Iron Rain isn't going to be able to do anything about it. I have the hit points, I have the mobility. Let's just flank, go get a shot into this Primo. I know I can get safe with the building on my right. That building there, I can basically push up to the building and get safe. And I could shut down the Primo in the process. But unfortunately, the shot went wide, hit his tracks, and we've bled 2 shots of damage for that. I poke around the corner and go, oh my god! The ISU 152! He's just there! First time spotted. Just in the middle of the field. It's like, oh, that's awkward. And he's got the Derp gun, which is why we survived. Because he's stock, and he has the Derp gun, he fires HE, which means we actually live. And I'm at the point now where the Iron Rain is the one that I need to kill him. He ends up getting out unspotted, so I try and poke round to spot him. Doesn't work. Let's poke round the safer way round here. See if we can light up this. Well, I'm just going to destroy the building now with the flamethrowers so that I can actually spot the ISU. And as you can see, we end up using the flamethrower to spot the ISU, spot him up for the Iron Rain, hoping he can finish him off, because I can't quite get a shot at him. But like I say, we are lighting him up, and the Iron Rain finishes him off. I knew that I wasn't quite going to get the shot into him, and that ISU was so locked onto me there that I just needed to keep him lit, because we'd clearly seen that the Iron Rain had already got a shot into him. And finished the game with 6 kills, 6.1k damage, 4.3k assistance, that's 10k combined for a tier 8 premium. Ace Tanker, the patrol duty, the high caliber top gun, 2,900 base XP. A really fantastic game for the Senjutsu. And it was one of those games that was actually really quite fun to play, because it was really quite tense at points, because it's going, you know, it was very, very close. It was 4-3 at one point to them. And we really had to watch what we were doing. We made a play and went, okay, this doesn't work, so we had to reposition ourselves, and that by doing that, we put ourselves in a better position to actually help out both what was going on the right-hand side of the cap and the left-hand side. And now we're on to the second replay, the last replay of the video, and we are on Thiepval, platooned up with Randy and Turkey. Yep, Turkey was here. And we are basically going to push up to the ridgeline in front of me here at H5, so see if we can get any shots across it. Someone that may be sitting on the hill, like there's a medium tank just got spotted up there, plus we can get shots across the left-hand side too. So we poke up on top of the ridge, end up spotting the Lycan and the heavy tank, luckily bounce the IS-3 off the upper plate and get a nice shot into the Lycan. We got lucky there that we didn't lose any hit points, but ride the rough with the smooth. RNG likes to give you a good run pumping sometimes, so you just got to take the rough with the smooth. When you get that bit of luck and you don't take a hit, take it. So I decided, okay, you know what, screw it, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to push over to this rock over here, this little island on our side, and see if I can get some shots into the side of the IS-3. So we start pushing over, and it's like, oh, goodness gracious me, that's quite a few tanks. This could hurt. Okay, you know what, the thing that I have to do is just push into the dip. I've just got to push into the dip directly in front of me, get under the guns of the people that could pop up at J9, and then I can start getting shots into the IS-3, which is currently lighting up Randy and Turkey. So, as you can see, we've put ourselves in a position. It's like, hello, Mr. IS-3. We're still firing AP, which is going to struggle with an IS-3. 201 pen is going to have some awkward shots at this IS-3. It's not going to go through, so we may as well load the heat rounds. We're very, very fortunate to be in this position, to be perfectly honest, because we really should have lost more hit points doing what we did. We made a very aggressive play very, very early without knowing what was cracking, and we got a bit lucky, but we're, again, rough with the smooth. We're now launching heat at this IS-3, and we're a poor choice of shots, really, because we ended up hitting his spaced armor there with our heat. But now we're putting down to a one-shot. We've got one more shot to kill this guy. He's very stopped, by the way, you can tell by his turret. We try and get the shot into the IS-3, but it misses. And he's like, I'm going for Turkey now, that's it, I want this TD, and we shut him down. No idea what his plan was there, but we end up finishing off the IS-3. So now we know that the ISU 152K is fairly low health. I want to get in there, get a shot into him, and I can try and fire, well, use my flamethrower. So we're going to flank round behind him, see if we know the artillery's over here somewhere as well. We end up spotting the artillery, get a shot into him. He's now with 9 hit points. We use the flamethrower to finish him off. I then reload the flamethrower instantly because I want to make sure that I've got the full max potential of flames for when I'm ready to go again. And we're going to try and find this ISU. And it's like, oh, hello, ISU. Thank God you missed. We put him down to 8 hit points. Finish him off with the flamethrower. That's what it's good for. If you end up putting someone on like 8 or 9 hit points, you can just use the flamethrower and finish him off. It's one of the things that's really, really nice about this tank with that multi-weapon system flamethrower. So I don't think there's anything else over here because there's so much spotted that we end up spotting the Sturm Tiger P and the Super Sherman. We shut down the Super Sherman. It's like, oh my goodness me, there is the first time spotted Progetto 46 or the Ariete. Okay, this is going to be awkward if he's got 3 shots, but you know what? I've got a flamethrower. I'm confident, so we fire one at him on the move. We start to use the flamethrower at full tilt, and now we're in just basically in a knife fight with this Progetto 46. I've got to be very, very careful because the Sturm Tiger P is trying to come over to get shots at me. I know that Turkey's trying his best to get shots at him as well. Thankfully, the Sturm Tiger misses. We use the flamethrower to finish off the Ariete, and now we switch back to the main cannon. The Sturm Tiger P ends up getting shut down by Turkey, and it's very, very equal at this minute. Randy's in the unfortunate situation that there's 2 guys. Well, he's with another heavy tank, and basically their whole team is over there. And now we are going after the artillery. We've seen the HE. We saw the HE from the other artillery. We saw it on our right. I thought maybe... There we go. I thought maybe he was going to start to run away, but he's not. So we know he's just fired, which means we can go in. We launch the HE at it, and unfortunately, we don't pen it with HE, which is kind of awkward. But we're going to use the flamethrower, knock him down a few hit points, pen him with the HE for 407, and we're just waiting for the flames, because now we can finish him off with that. We reload the flamethrowers once again, because you always want to make sure that once you've killed something and you've got nothing else to fire out with the flamethrower, don't just leave it sitting there half empty. You may as well go for the full reload. And we're on 6 kills. 6 kills with 4.4k damage so far, and they are just about to kill the final heavy tank that's over there. It is 6-5. They're probably about to make it 6-4 in a minute. And I want to try and get into a position where I can try and get flanking shots into these guys that are sitting at CD3. But being hesitant a little bit because naturally I'm on 184 hit points. And 184 hit points is not going to last you very long, especially if a Goranich actually manages to pen you. But what is over there isn't guaranteed to be able to pen us. So it's one of those things I've got to be... I can't be passive. I cannot be passive, but at the same time, I can't be too aggressive. It's one of those very, very awkward situations because of the hit points I've got. So I was thinking of loading heat for the Goraniches, but they seem to be going down the river a lot, down the 3 line, as opposed to coming back. So I'll switch back to AP because I don't need the heat, sorry, for anything else. We get a shot into the back of the Panther, which puts him down to a possible 1-shot for us. He ends up missing us. We pop a shot into his back end. We break his engine. And now he's definitely a 1-shot for us. Unfortunately, we didn't roll high enough to kill him. Just waiting for the reload. And we shut down the Panther. I know if anything is to push me, I do have Turkey on the hill behind me at E8. So he's got shots at anything that decides to push over. But once again, like I say, I can't be too aggressive because I don't want to get caught out. Because if I get caught out, I'm just going to die. And then I'm going to leave Turkey and a light tank alone. And the light tank is quite easily sat behind Turkey, so the possibility of spotting there is, you know, the way it is. I've got to be the one to be responsible to spot for Turkey and the light tank. So I'm just trying to feather them out. I'm like, where are they? Okay, I didn't spot anything when I poked round the corner. Sure, okay. So I'm thinking, right, okay, maybe I go up to the hill up the top, and just as I poke round again, it's like, oh, goodness me, that's the Centurion. Thank God he's stock. I didn't spot him when I poked around the first time, so I thought, oh, there's no one here. I think they've all gone down the 3-line, Turkey. Apparently not. Woo! We're lucky. We're very, very lucky that that guy was stock and he had the 17-pounder and we didn't get finished off. We end up spotting both the medium and the light tank here. I'm not too fussed about the medium tank because it's not got the best of pen. It's going to struggle. I put one shot into the light tank, put him down to a 1-shot. Turkey shuts him down. Now I can focus my attention on the T-23E3, who again is going to struggle to pen me frontally, and we shut him down. That puts us on to 8 kills. That's our Radley Walters medal in the bag, 5.8k damage. That was another awkward situation that could have gone very badly very easily. Like, I felt like the T-23E3 didn't have the pen to trouble me frontally. So I wasn't that worried about it. What I wanted to do was instantly put the T-92 down to a one-shot so that I could basically try and flame that guy to death, and if I didn't, he was still a one-shot for me for the next time I reloaded, because he was the one that's going to have the mobility, he's going to have the gun, he's going to have 175 pen, so he might still be able to deal with me, and it would make it very, very awkward. But thankfully, Turkey managed to get the shot in, because obviously he had the overwatch, he got the shot in, shut down the T-92, and that meant I could focus on the T-23 E3 and get my 8th kill of this game. So now there's the two Goreniches to go for, and I thought, well, they're both platoons, so they're going to be together, right? And that Gorenich was spotted over at H7. I'd be wrong. The other Gorenich is really... He is not with his friend. Turkey gets a big shot through the side of the Gorenich, which puts him down to a one-shot for me. And I know that I've got the heat in, which means I'm going to absolutely butcher this Gorenich. So we poke round, slam the shot through the side of the Gorenich, and put ourselves onto 9 kills. And at this point I'm thinking, ooh. Oh, hello. Hello there. So we're going to go after this Gorenich and be aggressive because, well, we want a pools medal. It is what it is. We go around the corner here, and it's like, okay, this Gorenich is actually facing me. Oh, that's kind of awkward. So we put a shot through the front of the Gorenich, pull back, because the further we pull back, the less time he has to actually get a shot at me. And we end up being loaded in time to finish off the Gorenich and secure our 19th pools medal. That's my 19th pools medal I've had in this game, and we finished with the victory. Again, another game that got a bit tense. 10 kills, 6.6k damage, 1900 assistance, 150k credits as well. Pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. The Ace Tanker, the Pascucci's, the pools medal, the Devastator, the Crucial Contribution, the High Caliber, the Top Gun. 2.8k base XP, a really, really nice game for the Senjutsu. Always great to get that shiny golden pools medal. Top 3 for the platoon as well, which is really, really nice. Randy helped. And it was just a really fun game to play. And it's always, like I say, it's always fantastic to get a pools medal. And the Senjutsu is, honestly, it's a fantastic little tier 8 medium tank to pick up. And it's a hell of a lot of fun to play. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!